And speaking of United Center, it'll also play host to a pair of WNBA games for the first time this season. The Sky announcing their matchups, hosting the Indiana Fever. Will be moved from Wintrust to the UC, has about double the capacity, so more tickets available to watch Caitlin Clark versus Angel Reese. June 7th and July 27th are the days of the game, with tickets going on sale March 11th.
Games will be held in the legendary United Center, home of the Chicago Bulls, for the first time in WNBA history. The excitement surrounding the Chicago Sky's June 7th and July 27th games against the Indiana Fever is unlike anything the league has ever witnessed.
And for the first time in history, WNBA games will be played in the United Center. The Chicago Sky will host the Indiana Fever at the UC on Saturday, June 7th, and on Sunday, July.
Why? As it's more than just a game. It's a matchup between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, two of the sport's most talked about rookies.
So I know you're never asked questions about Caitlin, and she's never asked questions about you, but how about the experience of being teammates and actually getting to be on the floor together? Because you did have quite a few minutes of run there together in this second quarter.
Yeah, it's so cool. I know when she gets the ball, I'm running to look for the ball because I know she's going to throw it. So she's been great to play with. I mean, the future, we're going to be playing with each other a lot. Hopefully in 4 years we can be Olympians together. So,
Angel, it's been a terrific...
The courageous choice by Sky to relocate these games to the United Center, a stadium with capacity for nearly 20,000 people, is a declaration that shouts one name louder than any other: Caitlin Clark.
Extra detail.
The golden doodle.
Oh!
Golden.
The Chicago Sky just gave a harsh reality check by shifting this game to the United Center, making it obvious that Caitlin Clark is the main attraction. Angel Reese has been outspoken about the idea that women's basketball isn't about just one player. This is about more than simply basketball. It's about business, star power, and the indisputable impact of a single player who is revolutionizing the sport. Hold on tight, because this dispute is going to get heated. Before we go any further, please like, and subscribe to our channel for more exciting sports analysis and breaking news. Let's begin. The effect of Caitlin.
But Caitlin Clark in the Indiana games has really taken upon her trade, and she has stepped up her game in that opportunity.
Caitlin that has recorded consecutive 20-plus.
I love what he's doing.
Left to play here in the first quarter, looking for Reese.
The WNBA has witnessed a dramatic increase in attendance, viewership, and general interest since Caitlin Clark joined the league. Prior to Clark, the WNBA was having trouble filling seats, with average game attendance averaging around 6,600 spectators. TV ratings for the Indiana Fever are hitting all-time highs, and arenas are crammed with fans. It's hardly an accident that Clark's team tops the league in both average game attendance and per-game TV viewership. The data clearly demonstrate the Caitlin Clark effect. Avoid lying.
My question is for Caitlin. You played Angel Reese in an AAU championship game ways back. I think you were on the Iowa Attack and she was on Team Takeover. I'm just wondering if you remember anything about that matchup and what maybe stood out about her back then that might still reign true today.
Oh gosh, that feels like forever ago, but the thing that really stands out is the offensive rebounds. She did the exact same thing that she did to us when we were in college too. She was just such a great offensive rebounder. Her entire team was. That's what Team Takeover, I believe. They were really good. They ended up beating us, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, that's the thing I remember is the offensive rebounding. She's always just had a knack for that, and it's not always something that you can teach. I think she just has a really good eye for the ball off the rim and can go get it, is aggressive, wants it, and that's just something that she's always had in her game.
Thank you.
The Chicago Sky's intention to move its games against the Fever to the United Center is a direct response to the fact that games with Caitlin Clark draw an average of 85% more fans than games without her.
How are the heels feeling today?
They feel great.
To meet the demand from the thousands of fans who are excited to see Clark in action, they are tripling the capacity of their stadium. This isn't simply a financial decision. It's a recognition of Clark's unmatched star power, but this is where things become heated. The idea that Clark is the only factor contributing to the WNBA's rise has been refuted by Angel Reese.
Clark a deep three.
You bet!
Spoken like someone who's voted.
Or whose kids have.
Mitchell on another
Contends that, although it may seem reasonable, she and other players should share equal recognition for the league's expansion. The truth is very different. If Reese's assertions were true, why aren't teams building more venues for her performances?
Tasha Howard, Angel Reese will go to the line. Howard, McCowan got in deep. Both teams, Dallas only one exhibition game. Chicago played two. They crushed New York in the second. On the reverse, no, it's the top of the backboard. Segras kick. Reese knocks over Segras off the glass. Aggressive move.
Why aren't tickets for games without Clark going over the roof? The Chicago Sky recently made it quite evident that Clark is the game changer, even though the truth is uncomfortable.
Your shot from the outside is improving. I love that your ball handling is good. Your defense is improved. Like, the fact that you be snatching that ball from them girls, I'll be cracking up like, oh, she got another one. Like, I love the fact that you are, like, putting so much pressure on them defensively and just the idea that you want to get better. Like, yeah. I love that. And again, I didn't know you well, just talking to you and just giving you, like, some love, but then hearing you, like, yes, I want to learn, I want to work hard, I want to be better. Like, that is just, like, my heart melted because I'm like, wow, you know, it could be just like, okay, come in here.
Given the contrast between reality and Reese's story, Angel Reese has been a strong supporter of the notion that women's basketball is about more than just one player, and she is partially correct. The WNBA is full of amazing talent, like Deanne Terasai, Brianna Stewart, and Ozza Wilson.
But this time, she didn't even have to do anything for it.
But she was right there in front. Clark. Deep.
In her last game of the regular season, Caitlin Clark didn't need a career night to make headlines. She made 11 fans in attendance. It was the largest crowd in WNBA.
However, this is the issue. None of those athletes had generated the same level of fervor as Caitlin Clark. Although Reese's story is admirable, the statistics don't support it.
So, no surprise to anyone, the WNBA playoff ratings, we mentioned this a bit earlier in the week, they're down. We knew they would be down. They're going to continue to go down 50% compared to what it was like with Caitlin Clark for the 2 games that she was in the postseason. Outkick has the story available right now. You can go to outkick.com. Caitlin Clark's final WNBA playoff game, 2.5 million viewers.
Let's take a closer look. The average attendance for WNBA games without Caitlin Clark is 8,490, but for those that did, that figure shot up to over 15,000, representing an 85% increase. It's not just about attendance, though.
Boards, LSU, an outstanding offensive rebounding team. Clark connects!
Confident inner mid-range.
And I think Iowa is okay.
Active players. Clark, backdoor, Martin, easy 2. It was Poa who drew 2 offensive fouls on Clark in last year's. You bet! Huge 3 there for the freshman Williams. A Folter running the other way, lays it in.
The Chicago Sky's move to the United Center isn't happening because of Angel Reese or any other player. Rather, it's because of Caitlin Clark that TV ratings, retail sales, and media coverage are all soaring.
LSU, an outstanding offensive rebounding team. Clark connects!
Confident inner mid-range.
And I think Iowa is okay giving up the mid-range.
Here's Clark driving. Backdoor, Martin, easy 2. It was Poa who drew 2 offensive fouls on Clark in last year's national championship. Huge 3 there for the freshman Williams. A Folter running the other way, lays it in.
On paper, Reese's claim that the league's expansion isn't solely due to one player seems sound, but the truth is far more nuanced. The WNBA has had elite talent for years, but no single player has ever attracted this much attention.
We'll go to the monitor to review this one. Yeah, that's right.
The league has become appointment television since Clark's arrival, attracting both casual fans and skeptics who wish to see what all the excitement is about. The stats don't lie, though. Everyone else is playing in Caitlin Clark's world as she currently serves as the face of the WNBA.
I don't really get to stand up for myself. I mean, I have great teammates. I have a great support system. I got my hometown. I got my family that stands up for me. I don't really get to speak out on things just because I just try to ignore, and I just try to stand strong. Like, I've been through so much. I've seen so much. I've been attacked so many times. Death threats. I've been sexualized. I've been threatened. I've been so many things, and I've stood strong every single time. And I just try to stand strong for my teammates because
Clark through a developing rivalry. Angel Reese has stated that she will not back down from Clark's growing power, but is she engaged in a losing struggle? The two players' alleged rivalry isn't only a contest on the court, it's also a battle of narratives off it.
Finishing the way she started this season, LSU has been a confident group.
Although Reese wants and deserves respect, the unpleasant reality is that Clark's influence is unparalleled. If Reese were correct when she asserts that the WNBA's development isn't solely due to Clark, the statistics would contradict her. Chicago didn't have the fever, but they would have used these arena-expanding strategies for future games as well. The only one chosen for United Center status was Sky Game, and that's not an accident. That's Clark's impact in real time.
So the jealousy last year of Caitlin Clark was wild. She single-handedly lifted the WNBA. For example, the average game not involving Caitlin Clark got 394,000 viewers. Not bad. But the average Clark game? 1.4 million. That is over 200% more viewers for one person. But if
the WNBA loves rivalries, and this developing spat between Clark and Reese is creating a lot of excitement. But let's face it, Clark isn't just winning this rivalry. She's changing the rules of the game. No amount of media narratives can alter the truth that Clark is the one determining the direction of the game, despite Reese's admirable competitive fire.
Chicago Sky moved both of their home games against the Indiana Fever this year to the United Center. Now, the United Center is the largest stadium in the NBA with almost 21,000.
The basketball industry, since the WNBA is a business and companies are currently driven by financial trends, every sponsorship agreement and crowded stadium points to one unquestionable force: Caitlin Clark.
Oh my goodness. Clark adds another three. That's 7. And she's over 30.
The Chicago Sky made the choice to relocate its games against the Heat to the United Center in order to capitalize on Clark's star power in addition to making room for more supporters.
Clark pulls, fires, hits, 4-3.
Let's talk numbers. Prior to Clark, the WNBA was having trouble reaching a wider audience. Sure, there was a devoted fan base, but many games hardly left the fringes. Today, things have drastically changed. Attendance has broken records since Clark's arrival. Networks are rushing to acquire WNBA rights and sponsorship deals due to skyrocketing ticket prices and merchandise sales. This isn't just growth, it's a revolution.
Clark, step back, hits a 3.
5 triples. Caitlin, go ahead and shoot till your arm falls off.
And Mitchell knocks that one away. Here comes Boston, an and one.
The Atlanta Dream shifted their games against the Fever to State Farm Arena, home of the Atlanta Hawks. But here's the real deal. Entire teams are reorganizing their business plans around Clark. The WNBA is riding the Clark wave, and whether Reese likes it or not, that wave is changing the league's entire landscape. The Washington Mystics moved their games to Capital One Arena, where the Wizards play. These moves aren't happening because of Angel Reese or any other player.
Out there with the Hall of Famer Cheryl Miller. But that's all from the perimeter passing too. Angel Reese mid-range, a minute to go. Angel Reese, Cardozo had to deal with some foul trouble. Double team comes, she finds Angel down. Reese rebound put back, I'm off on the triple try. O-board to Harrison. Rebound and one opportunity. She is just
For Angel Reese, the brutal reality. Angel, even if Reese may not want to acknowledge it, the reality is right in front of her. The Chicago Sky's relocation to the United Center is evidence that Reese has been promoting the idea that she and other players should share equal credit for the NBA's expansion, but the statistics speak for themselves. Caitlin Clark is the driving force behind the league's current boom.
Reese corrals. Went for 21 rebounds, hits home, stride.
what that continues to look.
Brought to you by Wayfair. Reese maintains control, veering up and in.
The continuity, now weeks that have taken place where players are starting to get efficiency that we're seeing early on from both these teams.
Reese taking it right at Somali. Spooks using the footwork. Reese skies for the rebound.
Let's face it, if Reese's assertions were true, why isn't Chicago enlarging its arena for her performances, and why aren't ticket costs for Sky games that don't include since Reese lacks the same celebrity power? Clark's response is straightforward. This isn't about justice. Rather, it's about demand, and Caitlin Clark is currently the demand.
Williams is out, so be feeding Angel Reese, who finishes it up. One of our favorites for sure. Lisa Thomas being guarded by Angel Reese, makes it top, forces a turn.
Again.
Sky forces a turnover. Dana Evans with the miss, Angel Reese with the putback, the third off.
Reese's claim that the WNBA's rise isn't only down to one player may seem plausible on paper, but it isn't supported by data. The league's marketing, ticket sales, and media coverage all point to one indisputable fact. The main draw is Caitlin Clark. The Chicago Sky just made it very clear, even though Reese might not like it.
Rebounds. Going Lincolnwood, but turns it over once again. She's got a couple turnovers early. Put back for Angel. Options with under 4 to play in the first quarter. Dana Evans off the 1 foot for what she's been able to do. It's a great visual. Angel Reese over to Mapry. Diamond forcing Jewel Lloyd to her left.
The story is told by the TV ratings. When Caitlin Clark takes the court, the WNBA becomes a must-watch television program. The numbers don't lie. Week after week, her games are breaking viewership records and creating history.
Aspirations are looking to get there for the first time since 2016. It's the Olympian who get us started. This Fever team is well rested. They had one Olympian and Christy Wallace. Other than that, this group has been together here for the last month or so as Boston finds
the Fever from Tuesday night. Since Deanna Taz's debut, the Sky matchup has been the most watched WNBA game on ESPN. Consider this. Clark isn't just attracting attention. She's rewriting the league's broadcasting playbook for Clark. The WNBA had elite talent, but it lacked that one transcendent figure who could attract casual viewers. Now, entire franchises are reorganizing their marketing, ticket sales, and media strategies around her, whether critics like it or not.
The thing about her is, like, she's been so dominant in what she does ever since we played in, high school. I vividly remember we played at Boo Williams. I must have been a sophomore probably at the time, and we just got killed on the glass, and that just hasn't changed. She's always had a knack for being able to rebound the ball, and that's just translated immediately to the WNBA. She's so good at reading the ball off the glass, and going and getting it, and getting extra possessions for her team. Those are the little things that help your team win. And obviously playing in her college, she did the same for us. So, I have a lot of respect for her, but even Camilla too. Camilla caused us a lot of problems in the national championship. We just didn't have a matchup for her. And I think, Camilla is just, kind of scratching the surface. I think, her potential is really, really high. And, it's been a lot of fun to watch those two kind of evolve over their college career.
The paradox couldn't be more glaring. Teams that assert Clark isn't the cause of their success are concurrently reaping the benefits of her presence. Seattle now has 12 assists. Clark. Why is Clark the common denominator in record-breaking ratings if she wasn't the main attraction? The players the league's harshest critics refuse to recognize as the game's face are making money off of them.
Wheeler, Clark, launches, hits!
WNBA players protest. But why have some of them been outspoken in their skepticism in spite of all the indisputable proof of Clark's influence? Current celebrities like Breanna Stewart and legends like Sheryl Swoopes have subtly questioned whether Clark really deserves the attention she is receiving, but their claims fall apart when examined closely. Because Clark is filling arenas, breaking TV records, and attracting viewers who had previously disregarded the WNBA, her numbers and influence convey a tale that no amount of downplaying can erase. So, why is there so much pushback from some players?